AFM Videos, the leader in football education.
Hi, I'm Rex Lardner, the managing editor of American Football Monthly, and our guest today is Kevin Kelley. He's the head coach at Pulaski Academy in Little Rock, and over a 9-year career as head coach at Pulaski Academy, Kelley has an overall record of 104-19 and 3 Arkansas State championships. His 2011 team just finished a 14-0 season and averaged over 51 points per game. But when it comes to conventional wisdom as a football coach, you can throw the book out with Coach Kelley. He doesn't believe in punting, will use the onside kick often, and favors the 2-point conversion. Coach Kelley also has a potent vertical and horizontal passing game. He recently completed a series of 5 DVDs that will be available soon at www.afmvideos.com. He's our guest today. And Coach, first of all, for years, you've been head coach 9 years, you've had a tremendous passing game. The first video you're doing details your horizontal passing game. What does that consist of?
You know, it consists of everything from the pre-snap read by the quarterback, but we place a lot of emphasis on the receivers. But we're looking at areas, you know, like it says horizontally, where we're going to space defenders, and we're going to usually put 2 defenders and 1 guy's zone, and just make a read on him. And it's our receiver's job to do part of that, and it's our quarterback's job to make that read. But what we're trying to do is make teams play the full 53-yard wide football field.
Expand the scene. The second video that you did, Coach, is related to the vertical passing game. Tell us about this and how it fits into your offense.
You know, they go hand in hand. If the football field is 53 yards wide and you can throw it 50 yards down the field, say 40 yards down the field, that's 2,000 square yards you're making the team defend. Well, they're going to have 7 guys defending the passing, maybe 8, maybe. They're going to be a 30-yard square that each one of them has to defend. So we try to, we incorporate those together. But at the same time, the vertical passing game, I think it's overlooked. Teams will throw it deep 3 or 4 times a game. But if you'll do it more than that, even if it's incomplete, it opens up your draw game, your screen game, your run game. It opens up your horizontal passing game. At the same time, by doing all those other things, that opens up the vertical passing game. Gotcha. We're an offensive-minded team, and we're going to do whatever we have to do to score, but we're going to make you truly have to defend the entire football field.
Gotcha. Well, one of the most unconventional videos I've ever seen is the one you just completed on the idea that you don't believe in punting. There's no punting allowed. Tell us a little bit about your philosophy and strategy related to it.
A long time ago, I saw a video by a Harvard professor, and he looked at all statistics in places where football games were won and lost, but he looked at where you got the ball on the field, what percentage of time you scored, net punting average, took all into account, and then looked at the percentage of completion that you completed passes on average and things like that. You put all that in, and it really didn't make sense to punt. He concluded that you weren't supposed to punt at all. Then Paul Romer, an economist at at Cal Berkeley, came out with one and kind of came to the same conclusion, and he took NFL numbers. And what we've done is we've put it into high school and seen not only the numerical benefits, but the psychological benefits and the way it changes play calling on the first 3 downs, and it's done, and we've weighed the risk and rewards, and we've got statistical numbers to back us up that you shouldn't punt.
That's neat. Well, one of the other unconventional DVDs that you just completed, Coach, is related to the onside kick. How often do you use it, and how does it affect the other team psychologically?
We looked at it, and one year we were not kicking in the end zone, and we were giving the other team the ball on the 33-yard line. We looked at when we had done onside kicks, we were giving it to them on the 47, so a 14-yard difference for the chance to get the ball back. And then as we've gone into it, we've started calling kickoff plays like offensive plays. We call a formation, a motion, a direction. We kick the football. We've got different plays we do. We've got 10 to 15 different kicks we'll use. We'll put the ball on the ground and kick in a helicopter. We'll drop kick it like you haven't seen before. We'll do a lot of different things. And what it does is, number one, it makes the other team have to prepare for it. So even if you don't get any, they're spending a lot of time in practice that they're not spending on your offense or defense. Second of all, when you do get one, it's a turnover. And we know that turnovers is the biggest difference maker in a football game. So we're trying to create our own turnovers in a situation that puts a ball in a 50-50 type ball, where if we can get it up in the air and get the right guy hit, then we've got an equal chance to get it.
That's great. Well, the 50 DVD that you did is also on the 2-point conversion. How often in the course of a season would you go for 2 points as opposed to 1, and what's your philosophy related to that?
We've actually had seasons where we went for 2 probably as much as we went for 4, except for when the game was in hand. And we what we do is we look at it game by game and situation by situation, but we'll practice some plays that we think we want these to be our 2-point plays in the preseason. And then we'll add a few more in the season. Then we'll have something we call game-winning 2-point plays. You know, the kind where you're down 2 at the end of a game and you have to have that 2-point conversion, or you're down 1 and you don't want to go into overtime and you want that 2-point conversion. And but what we do is we see some teams that we think we've got a tremendous advantage over as far as getting those 2-point conversions and putting them in a situation where they're going to have to go for 2.
Sure.
And we think we got an advantage. We'll do just that. And simple numbers tell you if you can make 50% of your 2-point conversions, if you can go 3 yards, that's as good as 100% of PATs.
Absolutely. Well, our guest today has been Coach Kevin Kelley, the head coach at Pulaski Academy in Little Rock, Arkansas. And he recently completed a series of 5 DVDs that will be available soon at afmvideos.com. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks for having me.